Hello everyone. In this session, we'll be talking about how Tableau Prep can help you to combine the data, shape the data, and clean the data for your analysis. So we will go to the Tableau Prep screen and see how can we combine with the help of union and join multiple data sets that we are on our Tableau Prep screen, and I'm working with this global superstore data set. In this global superstore data, right now I was working on order sheets. If I pay a close look to this order sheet, here I'm having the 25 fields. These 25 fields means 25 columns, and inside these 25 columns I have one category of column over here, and over here I have these three values. First one is technology, the second is furniture, and the third is office supplies. When we were working with the same data set, the Tableau public, we looked at how this category holds these three values and how different subcategory values are present inside this category value. So what I have done is I have created three different data sets. The first data set only has the category value as technology. The second one has the value as furniture. The third one is having the value as office supplies. Let's say if these three data sets were separate and you wanted to combine these three data sets and wanted to create a new data set by the name of orders. How would you do that thing? Or another example could be that this return sheet, which was there in this global superstore data set. Let's say this was not present over here. You had some different sheets and you wanted to combine these multiple sheets and you want to define a join inside them. How would you do that thing? So we'll be talking about these things in this lecture. For that, what I'll do is I will collapse this quickly and I will remove this orders. So I will first remove this field and I can even remove this data set from. It would take you a few times. It would process the data. And if it is not removing it, you can directly click over here also and you can use this remove option. Okay. Now it would be removed. Now we want to connect to our data source. Right now, the data source that I'm using, I'm having three Excel files. These are the three separate Excel files. So if I show you these three Excel files, I have furniture, office supplies, and technology. So I will load them. After you have loaded all these three files, now the question is how can we combine these three files? So after they have been loaded and the connection has been established, you will be able to see all the worksheets that are present inside these files. For example, this furniture has a sheet by the name of furniture, office supplies by the name of office supplies, and technology by the name of technology. Now, all these three sheets would be displayed over here on the screen. So your canvas holds this information, and if it is not showing you, you can just directly drag and drop it over, and then it would be listed. Tableau is a smart business visualization tool. So it tries to first load these three values, and then it would show you what do you need to do then. It has created this logical. Now the question is how do you then combine these? So for that, what you can do is first take any category. Let's say I'm taking this technology and I'm choosing this office supplies and I'm dragging it over this technology. You can see I'm getting three options. The first one is replace on the left hand side. Then on the right hand side, I have join, and on the lower part, I have this union. So I know the difference between the union and the join. Whenever you want to create a relationship between two sheets and you have to take a common column between them, you will be using join. But if you want to combine these two sheets and you want to create some additional rows by combining these two sheets, you will be using union. So in this case, we need to use the union option. For that, what I can do is I can drag it and I can drop it on this union option and it would create this union form. Now, since the union has been created, it includes all the results in which the category is technology and the categories office supplies. Now the remaining part is furniture. Now there are two ways in which you can do the union of furniture with this part. Either you can directly drag and drop it over here in the union option and you can see a new union has been created. But using this type of logical flow is not good. Why? Because this data flow includes two steps. First, the technology and office supplies were together in this union, and the second one in which you have done the union of this union one along with this furniture to create this union. Now, a simple approach to do this would be just drag it on the top of this union one, and instead of this union option, you can just directly drop it in this union icon, not this text which is displayed. You just need to drag and drop it on the top of this union icon. Now all these three categories have been combined and this new union has been created. If you want, you can just double click on it and you can rename your new data set. Let's say I want to name it as combined categories. After you have renamed this, it would be then available for you in the form of a new data set. And let's say if you want to make any output in the form of this new data set, what you need to do is you need to click this plus icon and over here we have this output option. Click on this output option and the output has been created for you. Now you can see over here on the right hand side it was loading the results as it was trying to create this out. So whenever you are creating this data flow, whatever process would be happening, it would be shown to you on the top right hand side. After this output has been created, now you need to verify it So you can click on it or maybe double click on it, and then you can use this output option. You just need to expand this option, and over here, everything related to that particular output will be shown. For example, what is this output being saved as? So right now I want to save this output in the form of file. What would be the name of that output? So let's say over here, I want to give the name again as combined file or combined categories. Over here, you have this option to specify the location of that particular output. Over here, I can easily change the location wherever I want to save my data. Now, what would be the output type? Would it be in the form of this Tableau data extract, which we have already talked about in the previous lectures when we were talking about the Tableau public, or would it be in the form of Microsoft Excel or the comma separated values? You can choose any option that is available. Over here, after you have chosen your desired option, let's say I'm choosing this comma separated values, you can then use this run flow option. After you have used this run flow option, if you pay close attention towards here, sometimes the logical running flow will be shown over here. You can see it is shown over here, and it is also showing you on the screen as well. It would tell you the elapsed time, and it is trying to run a query, which is basically it is making an output in the form of combined categories.csv file. After this flow has been run of the combined data, this data flow includes combining all these three on the basis of union and then creating an output in the form of CSV file. It would then save that CSV file at this particular location wherever you have specified. So let us wait for a few seconds for it to combine these results and create a CSV file for us. In the meantime, we can say that after this has been done, what we need to do is the next part would be to join the two data sets. Let's say our previous data sets was having the returns table as well and the people's table as well. Now you are already having the orders table and you have this returns table. But what I have done is I have separated them and I have stored them in two different files. Now, if you want to take these two different files and if you want to merge those, you need to create a join between them. To create a join, we know that there are multiple types of join. The first one is the left join, the second one is the right join, and we also have the inner join. Now, the thing to notice over here would be that how Tableau Prep is able to identify that common column and how is it able to identify which is the particular thing that is needs to join. So over here, after this output has been created and this is the new combined category one, I need to create a join with this particular part. For that, what I can do is I can again click on this connection, choose Microsoft Excel, and over here I have this returns file. So I will choose this return file, click on OK, and it has brought this returns in my data. Now, if you drag and drop it this returns on the top of this union, now why I'm dragging it on the top of the union? Because all these three have been unioned into a single data set. So whatever join I need to make, I need to make it on the combined data. So I will come over here and I will choose this join option. After I have chose this join option, it would create this join form. Now you can see this join is not a part of out. If you want it to be the part of output, you need to create the output later. So it would be neglecting that output. So whatever CSV file that you have created has now been created. But if you want to bring this output one step ahead, you can bring it over here after you have made a join with the returns. Now this returns gives me a inner join in conjunction with this combined categories, and it has taken a common column. So if I double click on it, I can easily find all the information that is related to this join. So I just need to expand this and I can see that it has made this inner join based on the order ID column. So the order ID column is the common column which is occurring between this order sheet and as well as this return sheet. Now on the left hand side, I can see that I have this order sheets, and wherever I find any kind of order ID, the black color, that means it is matching with this returns table. Now we need to understand that whatever orders have been made, it is not necessary that everything has been returned, but whatever data is present in the returns item, it is necessary that it should occur in the order ID, because the order is only returned when it has been purchased. So that means every order ID that is present over here in the returns would be occurring in this order ID. If we just scroll down a bit, so we can see some of them are highlighting in back. So over here, this is highlighted in back. That means it is occurring in this returns option. So this is the way in which Tableau try to identify these two columns. And after identifying the common columns, it has then shown you this value. Over here, you can also use this option which says show only the mismatched value, and you can also choose the other options. For example, you can also choose this show only the mismatched values for returns. So over here, since we don't have any mismatched values, it won't be giving you any specific results over there. But whatever other data you are using, if this is relevant to you, you can use this options as well. Now over here we have this setting options, which is basically showing you that this order ID is now combined with the order ID that was present in the returns table, and the type of join that has happened is the inner join. If you want to change the type of join, you can try clicking over here, and now you can see it has now changed the type of join. this query is again running. Now it is showing you the left join which has now been occurred. If you click over here on the right hand side, it would take some time. Now it is a full outer join that is happening. So I can just again click on it and then it would be showing me the right join. So in this way, you can change the type of joins. Over here also, you can see it is specifying you what kind of joins it is trying to make. So over here again, it is showing you the full outer join. I want to stick with the inner join only. So I will just again click those values and then the type of join has been now changed to the inner join. Overall, the summary of this join results can be found inside this option where it says summary of the join results, where this hash part shows the mismatched values. Over here, it says the included and excluded values. So whatever values are included are shown over here. Whatever values have been found in the returns are shown. Whatever values are the excluded ones, the ones which are not occurring in the included part would be shown over here after it has been subtracted from the total results. And it is also showing you the joint results. You can see this combined option has 3050. That means 3050 particular rows that have been shown within the joint results also. So there is 5 more actually. So that means some data is over there which is basically occurring at 2 times maybe, or maybe it is not appropriate data over here. So we might need to clean that up. So we'll be looking at that part in the future also. Over here on the right hand side, you can find some additional information about the columns that are present in both these particular spreadsheets. So over here, you can see there is this table names. If I scroll over here, we have the row ID, we have order ID, we have order date. So every information that is present inside those two spreadsheets would be shown over here inside this joint results. So this was the part in which you can try to combine these three data sets with the help of union, and also you can combine a different sheet with the help of joins. Now let's say if you want to work with this combined data. So if I click over here, it is showing me the combined categories over here, which is the name of my data set. I can just expand it and it would show you all the columns that are present inside this. So over here, you can see the column names that are present inside. Now let's say if you want to clean some data in, what would you do? So again, if I come to this combined categories over here, I have this plus icon. I can click on it and I can choose this clean step. After you have chosen this clean step, what would be particularly happening would be that whatever things you are doing for the purpose of cleaning of this data set would be reflected over here in the cleaning steps. Let's say if I want to change this row ID, if I just double click on it and instead of row ID, let's say if I try to specify the name only as ID and if I click outside. So I have made one changes. Let me wait a bit for the changes to be reflected over here. The changes can also include changing the data type. As you can see, I have these symbols over here. The symbol shows that this is a whole number. I also have the string symbol for over here. The data which is present inside this is the string data type. I also have this calendar icon, which basically means the type of data inside this column is the date and time data type. If you scroll again, I have these multiple columns with multiple data types. If you are having the Boolean data, the value of t slash f would be shown to you. That means it is containing some Boolean data. This step is taking a bit while. I again click over here, it is showing you that the result is still being processed. It is happening because first it is trying to combine all these results, then it is creating this union, and then it is trying to change that particular column name. So these steps can take you a while, and whatever results would be shown over here in the changes. So right now the changes only reflect that I have done some union, and whatever the other changes I would be making would be reflected over here. What happens if you are not using this screen step? So if you are not using this clean step, the results are not being recorded. Whatever cleaning options you perform, you need to record those results. As let's say in future, if you want to change the data set, if you are bringing a new data set, so you don't want to repeat all those cleaning steps again. If you know that that particular column has some basic stuff in which you want to do some cleaning, let's say your data is being defined in the form of a string, but it is not a string. It is basically a numerical number, and again you are going there after loading the data and you are changing the values and making it the whole number or floating number, any value you can. Then you need to record all these steps, and the next time whenever you are loading a new data set, you just have to use this particular cleaning objects, the cleaning data flows, and the data would be clean as it is trying to record your every move. Again, if I expand this and if I try to see whether the results have been formed, yes, you can see this ID has now been changed. Before it was row ID. Right now, you can see the changes have been not reflected over here. Why? Because I chose the cleaning step directly over here. Now, if you want to record it, what you need to do is you need to go inside the screen one. After you have proceeded to the screen one, again you can click over here, and this time again you need to double click over it and you need to rechange the value. Now again I'm trying to say row ID. Over here you can see that this particular icon has now been appeared. That means it is showing you that there is some field which has been now renamed. If you click over here, you can see now the change has been done. This change reflects that what was the value previously and what is the new value. The previous value was the ID and the new value has been changed to row ID. This is present inside this screen tab. And previously when we were changing the row ID to ID, we did it directly over here. So at that time, the change was not required. So whenever you are creating a new step for the green step, you need to just go inside that particular part and then you need to make some changes in order for the cleaning steps to be recorded and the logical data flow would be recorded over here and the new file that is coming, it would be easily changed. So I hope this part was clear to you, which we talked about the union of the data and the joining of the data and also how can we create multiple type of outputs. Also, we talked about how can we record these cleaning steps versus what happens if we do this cleaning manually first just going it over here. So this was all for this session. In the next session, we'll be talking about some more cleaning steps in more detail. Thank you.